Major investors in XRP know something big is coming as whales begin eating up millions of dollars in XRP. And many of those investors probably believe with the recent $120 million settlement on its way to victory, XRP as a token will be in the clear for global adoption, but most importantly in the United States, and will be used by some of the world's largest key players and institutions, which could lead to an explosive move in the price. This would also set the stage for total clarity to move forward on a XRP spot ETF, which would directly impact the price of XRP as institutional players need to actually buy and be custodians to the XRP that they're selling through the ETF. This would give fund managers with trillions of dollars access to XRP in a completely regulated manner. Many analysts believe this could occur early in 2025 as Solana and XRP are next up on the list. Either way, whatever the catalyst, XRP is in the perfect position to dominate this bull market. And by the end of the year, we thoroughly expect it to break out to new local highs and potentially even new all-time highs. And then when you add the fact that Ripple is now confirmed to enter a $6.8 trillion market and what this could mean for their institutional partners, right now it would be silly to fade XRP. Which is why if you're an XRP holder or plan to hold XRP over the upcoming months, the smartest thing you can do is head on over to bullrunners.com. You can find the link in the description below. And the reason I think this is such a good idea is because no matter what you do, this is the #1 play to earn XRP game. And the reason you should head on over to bullrunners.com is to discover how to earn crypto in less than 10 minutes with the #1 play to earn XRP game. We have people in the community earning up to 1,000 to 2,000 XRP per day. And in this short video, once you subscribe, you can see exactly how it's done in 3 very simple steps. You get an XRP wallet, you get your game pieces, and then you play the game to earn the crypto. The crypto is directly convertible for XRP. So not only does it reduce your volatility in the case of some drawdowns or in the case of a potential black swan event that everyone did not see coming, but it also allows you to compound on that bag for when the bull market really starts to take off and now you have more XRP. You can do whatever you want, but it's really straightforward. You just go to bullrunners.com, subscribe, learn how to take advantage of this, and then once you've done that, come back to this video. Now we have a lot of groundbreaking news to cover in this video, so if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777, and if you're going to be the richest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptos, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching this video, you agree we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee any specific results or outcomes. Some of the links below may be affiliate links, and we may earn a commission, which actually helps support this channel and helps us to create value-based videos like this. We also hold some positions in the cryptocurrencies that we talk about, but that's only because we do what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that said, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and I really want to just start with Blackrock here. Now, I know we've probably talked about Blackrock quite a bit, considering they are the largest asset manager on planet Earth, though I think it is important to pay attention to what these guys share and are saying. That said, in a recent article from them, they said that the US recession fears are overdone. The fact that worries over tech valuations and the rapid unwind of the yen-funded trades are hurting global stocks, how risk assets could recover as recession fears are alleviated, and most importantly, how they stay overweight in US equities driven by AI megaforce and Japanese stocks. And if the US equities are doing really well, crypto as an asset class also does really well, as they are highly correlated and considered risk on asset classes to many fund managers. So in this article, they basically state how the July US jobs report is more in line with a slowdown than a recession, and that the main driver is not layoffs, it is an immigration-driven increase in labor supply. However, this doesn't change the fact that consumer spending really is what kind of stimulates the economy. We are a consumer nation, and that's really what builds up our GDP, the fact that we spend so much, while cooling remains relatively healthy. And a Q2 corporate earnings have so far topped expectations. In other words, companies do not earn unless consumers spend, and those are both signs of a healthier than average economy, okay? In other words, even though things have cooled off comparative to, let's say, 6 months ago, that doesn't mean that they are in line with recessionary numbers. With the S&P 500 earnings growth projected at about 13%, above the 9% expected at the start of the season. So that is actually a very good news for the economy. That said, they think risk assets can recover as recession fears ease. And Blackrock seems to be putting their money where their mouth is, as right here on the top right-hand side, you can see their Bitcoin balance inflows. And consistently since basically the start of this year in January, we've seen the trend go up and to the right. So this is a very strong and bullish trend, and they are consistently at new all-time highs. And that is also indicated in the exchange flows. As you can see here, even since we've last pointed this indicator out, I mean, we are seeing tremendous amounts of outflows of Bitcoin from exchanges. Now, again, just for the people that are new or maybe watching this for the first time, this white line is the price of Bitcoin. And as you can see here, we topped around March 11th, 2024. Since that point in time, we had about 3 million Bitcoins available on exchanges. Now, for those of you guys who are like, well, what does that matter for XRP? This is a major thing for XRP, which I'll explain here just in a second. But we're talking 3 million Bitcoin available on exchanges. Since that point in time, we have 2.57 million Bitcoin available on exchanges. So they are removing Bitcoin en masse from exchanges. And the only reason you would do that and store it on a cold storage wallet or with some sort of a custodian like Coinbase is because you believe the price is going to go up. And so you don't want to keep it on an exchange. You want to store it for the long term. Ultimately, what this creates is a supply crunch. And so as long as demand stays the same or starts to increase as we hit new all-time highs, this is going to create a lot of price action to the upside. Yes, this is massive, especially with these dumps. You can see how just consistently they're ripping it off of exchanges over here onto the right. So we're getting very close to this end of the year banana zone, as Raoul Pal calls it, where everything starts to go parabolic. So how does this matter for XRP? Well, as you can see, Bitcoin is sitting at a $1.24 trillion market cap. Essentially, it is the market. And we can thoroughly verify this by the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin is sitting at about 58% of the total crypto market. That means it's more than half of all of the money in a $2+ trillion market. In other words, if Bitcoin isn't doing well, the majority of the market isn't doing well, because a lot of these quant traders and algorithmic trading systems trade a lot of the cryptos in the same way. In other words, you can come onto a website like this, and a lot of the times in a really good day, you'll see everything green. In a really bad day, you'll see everything red. Right now, we're kind of just trending and trading a little bit sideways for the day. But generally speaking, when things are going up for Bitcoin, everything else has room to breathe and go up. That said, right here, we have at number 7 XRP, and XRP is sitting at a $33 billion market cap. So it is so much smaller than Bitcoin that whatever happens to Bitcoin is going to again allow to create room for these other cryptos to breathe. We need a very bullish environment, and when Bitcoin starts to get bought up and hit new all-time highs, when people start to make a lot of money in something like Bitcoin, a lot of that money rotates and flows into altcoins, which will provide a boon for things like XRP, considering it is at the very end of a long 6.5-year wedge just ready to break out. And maybe this is exactly what's got whales so excited in buying and stockpiling on XRP, as they've done it to the tune of $183 million In this article, in total, crypto whales acquired 310 million XRP, valued at $183 million at the current price. Large acquisitions like this often signal a bullish trend. And the reason they know they're whale holders is because it's people holding between 10 to 100 million XRP already. These are people with a lot of money, and they typically have, they know the who's in the industries. They know what's coming. They're obviously wealthy because they've done well in the past, and so they might know something that we don't. They're accumulating at rates that are unprecedented right now. And then when you look at data from CryptoQuant, it supports this outlook, showing that these whales do not plan to sell off XRP anytime soon, because the movement of coins from external wallets, so a DeFi wallet or a ledger or a tracer, to centralized exchanges still remains at zero. So not only are they accumulating, but they're literally not dumping any of their XRP onto exchanges, which is typically the place you'd go to, right? A marketplace to sell something. They're not doing that. They're holding. And so that is all very bullish for the price of XRP here in the very near future. Now on to the exciting news from Ripple, and this is directly from their website. The fact that they are going cashless. Matter of fact, the whole world is. In data from 2022, probably because they haven't been able to get access to the data all the way from 2023, fiat-backed stablecoins transacted $6.87 trillion, which is insane. So there's obviously a lot of demand there, and where there is demand, price typically follows, which is eclipsed both MasterCard, a major player and a name, as well as PayPal in terms of moving value across networks. That is massive. And as you know, if you've been around the channel for a little while, Ripple itself has introduced a stablecoin, which I do believe is going to be live relatively soon, called RLUSD or Ripple USD. It's backed 1-for-1 by fiat, so on and so forth. However, this is beautiful because it provides a lot of key components for the future of finance and Ripple in their business model. As more individuals and businesses are considering these assets as payment alternatives, the number of Americans who say they did not use cash to make a purchase in a typical week is now up 41% from 29% in 2018, and it's only going to continue to grow into the future. By 2030, I would thoroughly expect this thing to be more like 60% plus. Eventually, we're going to be away from cash altogether as everything is digital, and one of those major digital pieces to the pie, if you will, would be stablecoins, because stablecoins are cryptographically secure. Users can settle transactions almost instantaneously without double spending or other problematic settlement facilitation, as it happens in the traditional financial world right now, which is very inefficient. It's very costly. It takes a lot of time. In other words, for exchanges, remittance, and money transfer providers or payment service providers that want to hold, buy, and trade USD on exchange or on-chain, RLUSD provides fast settlement, multi-chain issuance, and programmable finance. So it opens up a whole new world of possibility and use cases for revenue streams for many major players, institutions, businesses, you name it. And honestly, there are no better players in the space right now. Right now, we have Tether, which really isn't that transparent in terms of the reserves, but it is the biggest player, which means they can be toppled because at some point in time, if there's a bank run and they can't pay it out, things are going to look very south for them. Then you have USDC, which is far smaller than Tether right now, but that doesn't mean it can't come up. And then you have two other major players, Ripple and PayPal USD. But these are like the major four players that are really going to be entering the space and taking a lot of that market dominance. And the reason we believe Ripple is in such a position to win, and how this will affect the XRP price here shortly, is the fact that they have over a decade of experience in blockchain, which is a relatively new industry and technology at the intersection of crypto and finance, and a proven track record working with regulators and policymakers around the globe, considering now they have a lot of institutional partnerships globally, and now we're getting near to the end of this long drawn out lawsuit, right? Come October 6th, October 7th, we'll find out for sure if there is an appeal at all from the SEC. Ripple is still accelerating the digital asset economy with RLUSD. So as more institutional players have demand for stablecoins, I'm almost positive that Ripple and the team behind them is going to figure out a unique and a creative way to allow some of that value to find its way into other streams inside of the XRPL ledger, considering the XRP token is going to be used for transactions. Yes, they're going to be using the RLUSD for all sorts of asset tokenization, but a lot of that value is, now that it's inside of the ecosystem, will likely find its way into XRP, especially if the team incentivizes institutions to start buying and holding XRP while they use the stablecoin. So this is a massive play on their part, and I think it's one of the smartest things they've done in years. And I do believe they're already testing a lot of these systems in different Southeast Asian countries to make sure they are stress tested for payments into the future when they really launch in the big markets like the US, as Malaysia and Cambodia launch cross-border QR payments connectivity. Now, we're not just talking Malaysia and Cambodia, but we're also talking Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines and Singapore have already been working to connect to each other's payment systems. Now, in this article, they don't state directly that Ripple is the technology, but we found some interesting clues that could point in the direction of this technology already being used in these countries, considering a company like Trango, which is bridging global payment borders. They're basically doing cross-border transactions. In other words, they have a lot of the technology integrated into their platform from Ripple. And we know this directly because on the Ripple website, you can see that one of their major payout partners is Trango. Yes, directly on the ripple.com website /partners, you'll find Trango. Now, Trango is massive, as they currently support, and this is just one of Ripple's players, right? They currently support 1,300 banks in over 100 countries. Now, Trango, being a partner to Ripple, supports Brunei banks for faster remittances. Trango, a Ripple partner, has expanded services to Brunei. The new service is expected to make cross-border money transfers faster and more secure. Sounds like blockchain, which will be especially beneficial to Brunei's migrant workers. Many of these workers struggle to send money home because of exorbitant fees, again, something that Ripple solves because their fees are so small, and delayed transactions. So in other words, these transaction delays, well, when you have fast remittances and you don't have double spend, you have a system that was built by Ripple. Now, it's not just about sending money, but it's also about receiving money, as Trango not only expands in Brunei, but as you can see here, approximately 30% of the workforce in Brunei were foreigners, mainly citizens from neighboring countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. So it's extremely likely that the Ripple technology is facilitating all of these payments worldwide, and these would be good testing grounds because there are plenty of transactions, and if their systems don't break, well, eventually they're going to have the strength and they're going to find all of the weaknesses in these systems before they really launch to the big players in the US with a little bit of regulatory clarity. So I can't see a situation in which this doesn't turn out really well for Ripple, again, considering we are at the very end of a 6.5 year sideways trading price action range. I mean, I don't think anyone in any community in crypto has had any more patience than the XRP army, but I do believe it's going to be rewarded. Now, that said, we are currently above the upper half of this range. If you were to take a parallel channel tool, you can see that this would be the upper half of the range right here at about 74 cents resistance. The lower half of the range would be somewhere at that 30 to 29 cents. We'll keep it at 30 cents. And so right here in the middle, I'll even go ahead and get rid of that red line, if you will. You can see that we traded below it in 2022, and then in 2023 we broke out above it, and we've remained above that support right here of about 47 cents with one little bear trap and a touchdown at the bottom of this wedge. That said, things are starting to look really bullish for XRP now. I'll go ahead and get rid of this guy, and as you can see, if we go to a daily time frame, we are failing to break down right here on a daily time frame. So all we've seen from a daily time frame is a series of higher lows. Yes, we've failed to break out to new all-time highs, but a break above this little green line here is likely to bring us to at least 63 to 64 cents. That's our next major resistance. We have a few resistances right here. First, we have this green line right down here at about 59 cents. I think we break above there, we hit the 63-cent range, we break easily above the 64-cent range into at least the 75-cent range. We might see a little bit of, take profits there, some selling there, but generally speaking, because this has been such a long range, again, the longer the range, the stronger the breakout. That's something that you really want to take home with you, okay? It's highly likely we break out to new all-time highs. So things are looking really bullish for XRP, even with a bit of volatility. If we got one last little breakdown below this wedge right here, things would be looking pretty good. And I don't think we need too much more to talk about here, because the reality is we're seeing a lot of buying even in these ranges right here as Bitcoin starts to break to $63,000, $64,000, again, providing a lot of momentum for the rest of the crypto market. A rising tide raises all ships. We're seeing a lot of buying right here and support right at the 56-cent range. As you can see, we saw 1 wick here on a daily, 2 wicks on a daily, and now we're kind of just really creating these very small candles, which typically means indecision. So more often than not, when I see indecision in markets, I follow the trend. We already hit the bottom of this trend. We already had a bear trap here, okay? Now we're just looking at, okay, well, is the trend up or down? Well, we've been ranging for a long period of time, but from a short period of time, we have a series of higher lows, indecision, and buying at the 56-cent range. With all of the bullish news and with the fact that these whales are accumulating XRP to the tune of $183 million, it looks like this thing just wants to go screaming to the upside. So one last time, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you learned something new, like the video, it really helps us out. And then go to bullrunners.com. Again, if you hold XRP or plan to hold XRP, this is the #1 play to earn XRP game, and you earn crypto in less than 10 minutes. All you have to do is click the link down in the description below. And this is a great way to not only reduce volatility in your portfolio, but compound or stack on that XRP bag in 3 very simple steps, which we explain to you how to do on the other side. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain by simply checking that link out, and it's going to set you up for the future. At the end of the day, I'm holding XRP. I know Nick's holding XRP, and we wanted to put our XRP to work. It doesn't mean you have to, but I think it's a great thing to do. So go ahead and click the link down below. Look forward to seeing you on the other side, and I'll talk to you in the next video.